Alright, video 2 of 3 today. Joe Biden, white fakes are the reason for institutional racism. So we're going to go the Hillary route? Is that it? Joe Biden, right? We're going the Hillary route now. Bunch of deplorables. Is that what you're really going for? It really does make you wonder if the Democrats are trying to deliberately lose this election because they secretly don't want to be in power. But anyway. Former Vice President Joe Biden said that institutional racism in the United States is a white man's problem during a press interview Tuesday, also blaming President Trump for making race relations in America worse, even though the race relations in America started dropping off when Obama was in charge. That would be a neat trick if it's Trump's response. Biden said that racism is the white man's problem visited on people from color. What? Whatever. Adding, white folk are the reason we have institution racism, according to the Associated Press. There's always been racism in America. White supremacy have always existed. They still do. Yeah, they do. There's roughly 10,000 of them in a roughly 350 million people. Big problem. Really big problem. Tucker Carlson was really right when he said that, wasn't he? But oof, they did not like that. Ironically, Biden said his own history of racial controversies. The Delaware politician has repeatedly made offensive comments and defended working with segregationist politicians. But he's white, so I suppose it's his problem too now. Is he blaming himself? Is this some sort of self-loathing shit? Or is he just saying this because he wants votes? He appeared to address the concerns in part during his talk with the press, saying that bad news is I have a long record, the good news is I have a long record. Okay. Finally, Biden told AP that he would prefer to have a running mate who was someone who was of color and was on a different gender, but that he hasn't committed to that yet. So in other words, he wants a black woman to run with him. He's probably going to take Tulsi Gabbard. I would say Tulsi Gabbard would be his pick. The 76-year-old has been in the lead in the polls for the Democratic primary since he announced his candidacy in April. However, his campaign has also been full of speech flubs and gaffes. And there's some serious concerns as to whether he's actually got dementia. But anyway, the former vice president's wife, Jill Biden, argued that people should have voted for Joe even if they like other candidates better because he can beat Trump. Really? He can beat Trump, can he? That'd be interesting to see. Your candidate might not be on. I don't know healthcare than Joe is. I don't know healthcare. What? Are both of them got dementia right now? Former Vice President wife's Jill Biden argued that people should have voted for... Right. Your candidate might be better on... I don't know. Oh, right. Okay. Better on healthcare than Joe is, but you've got to look at who's going to win this election, she said. Right. So in other words, even if your candidate gets screwed out of this race, Bernie Sanders... Tulsi Gabbard. Sorry, I don't think Joe Biden will take Tulsi Gabbard. Sorry, I think he's going to take the other black chick. Kamala Harris. That's who I think Joe Biden's going to be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. So even if your candidate gets screwed out of this election, like they're screwing Tulsi Gabbard out of the race right now, which they're literally doing, still vote for the Democrats. Vote for the party that screwed over your candidate because politics and party alignment. Like, don't get mad if Bernie gets screwed out of the election, right? Because party politics is more important than you getting pissed off about your candidate being screwed out of the election. It's literally put party politics first, and ignore us screwing over your candidates. Right, we'll see how that goes. And maybe you'll have a swallow a little bit, he said. Okay, I personally like so much better, but your bottom line is it has to be better than we have to beat Trump. Okay. Whatever. Look, at the end of the day, I get what they're saying, and they're trying to butter up the Democrats right now because they're worried that they're going to, A, screw over Bernie and Tulsi Gabbard, by the way, and both of their bases are going to vote for Trump. Just in sheer spite. That's what they're worried about. They've been worried about this for months. For 6 or 12 months, we've been hearing about how, just vote Democrat regardless of what happens in the primaries. It's like they've been planning to screw over Bernie this whole time. Interesting, isn't it? They screwed him over last election too, by the way. Bernie, you ever get sick of it right about now? But anyway. Look, personally, I think this is a load of crap. I really, really do. I think Joe Biden is trying to pander to the base so that he can go through and win this election. I don't think he really believes this crap. And at the end of the day, I think he's just race hustling. I have a problem with people that, A, try and blame white people for all the world's problems for a start. B, I have a problem with people that are liars that just say things just to get elected. And C, I have a problem with voting for the party just because it's the party. If I have two candidates, say Trump and say Tulsi Gabbard, for example, and they were both on different tickets, Republican and Democrat, but they both wanted the same thing. Right? I'm going to vote for if Trump gets knocked out, I'll vote for Tulsi, for example. Right? This is an example. I don't care about party politics. I care about party policies. That's what I care about. And at the end of the day, voting for someone who's screwed over your candidate just because you don't want the other guy to win, maybe they shouldn't screw over your candidate in the first place. Which is what they're doing to Tulsi Gabbard and Bernie Sanders. Look, I don't like Tulsi Gabbard, right? But there's things about her policies that I think is batshit crazy. But at the end of the day, that said, I don't think she should be screwed out. They're really going to stick it to her when it comes to this next election, this next debate, because they're worried she's going to take on Elizabeth Warren. I think it was 6X and Hammer said this in his video earlier today. That they're worried, and it was a really good video, you should go check it out, I'll put a link in the description below, that at the end of the day, that they're worried that Elizabeth Warren is going to get filleted by Tulsi Gabbard. And she probably will fillet her. She will medium roast Elizabeth Warren. This whole 1 in 1024 Cherokee Indian part bullshit, whatever. Tulsi Gabbard is going to fillet her on that. See what she did to Joe Biden? To Kamala Harris last time? Holy shit! Elizabeth Warren must be really worried about now. Because what do they want? They want Bernie. Well, they don't want Bernie, but he has to go up there. They want Bernie, Joe Biden, and Elizabeth Warren to get up on stage. That's what they want the final three to be for the Democrats. Why? Because Elizabeth Warren won't win. Bernie they can screw out of the election. And even if they screw Bernie, and it all comes out in the wash, they can turn around and say, we had Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. Why didn't you vote for Elizabeth Warren then? If that was the only problem. It's a fail-safe. She is there as a fail-safe. Because they want Joe Biden to win. And they want Joe Biden to win because he's deep state. He literally has investments within his family to go through to China, and he will be a warmonger for the deep state. He will go to Syria and blow it up. He will go and North Korea and blow it up. Or at least, try and egg it along a little bit. all the progress that Trump has made when it comes to, no wars in the... No, not gone. Joe Biden, he'll increase arms selling to Saudi Arabia. He'll do it. People blame Trump for selling arms to Saudi Arabia. Sure, Trump could have backed out of that deal, but guess who set it up in the first place? Obama! A Democrat! You really think Joe Biden's not going to sell more arms to Saudi Arabia? Of course he will. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. The election, Democrat primary, is going to be 3. It's going to be Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. They're the final 3 contenders. Mark my words. Because let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think at the end of the day that Joe Biden is right? I've got to ask the question, I suppose. Or do you think he's batshit crazy? Do you think he has a problem with being dementia and senile? There's probably a good argument for that too, by the way. What are your thoughts on the final 3 when it comes to the Democrats? Do you think it's going to be Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren? I think Six Hexenhammer was right about that. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.